back here with Abi and Ian playing some nostalgic video games. We are currently working our way through FireRed in Pokemon, and this is episode 14?
I believe so.
Gracious. And we allegedly have a Pokeflute that I missed from Googling who knows what last time. And there are two Snorlax out of nowhere that we have to wake up. So now we're going to see if we can get to different areas and hopefully get to the Safari Zone and catch some Pokemon!
That will be fun. One thing I think we should probably think about is finding a good Pokemon to catch other Pokemon. Like one with... I mean, we have a Drowsy that knows Hypnosis, but it's kind of like low level. Yeah. I think that girl was like, my Pokemon are all dead. Here's a TM.
Oh, yeah, that was dark.
And we're like,
Pokemon is some dark nonsense.
Can be.
If you think about it too hard, it makes you sad. So we can just take it at face value and think of it as a fun thing, as opposed to a sad thing.
Okay, well, here's number one. I think I'm going to save just because we don't have many. This is almost like a legendary encounter, in a way, so.
And I will demand both of them for reasons I have not disclosed or decided on, but I'm allowed to do that, right?
Wow, I want both of them, eh? Okay. Well.
I want both Snorlaxes.
Fair enough. Well, this one attacked in a grumpy rage.
Aw, hi, friend.
It is a female, and it is level 30.
Look at the feet, and look at the two teeth. Oh my gosh, this is a well-animated Snorlax.
This is a tanky Snorlax.
Well, it's a Snorlax. That's sort of their only thing, is that they're tanky.
That's true. If they were a bit... Oh, it's confused. Okay, that could have its merits, actually.
Yeah, maybe just start trying to catch it.
Well, if it hurt itself, yeah. So it's going to actually hit itself into the lower regions of its health. It's confused. Let's start chucking great balls. I love that it just lives its life on its back, according to this image.
Yeah, poor thing. But can you imagine how terrifying it would be, considering how tall they are, to see one of these walking around? It would be like an invasion.
It's probably going to kill next time. You know what? I'm going to switch Pokemon to...
Are they?
Yeah, let's just have him tank it. If it hurts itself in its confusion here, it should go down to the red. Okay, I didn't decide to.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful. What if it kills itself?
Well, it should break out of confusion next turn. I think confusion's 3 to 5 turns or 2 to 5 turns.
Maybe we should buy more Great Balls.
I mean, that is a very... Oh, wow, rest. That is...
Aren't there a couple gyms that we've unlocked but we haven't actually fought yet?
I don't think so.
Because we've been to most places on the map, but we only have 4 gym badges.
I don't think Mega Kick will kill. Luckily, we saved right before this, so we're gonna...
Oh, nice.
Okay, he is just all over us.
Please don't kick him.
I know, but we don't have that many Great Balls left, and I think he needs to probably be in the red. We might switch to Charmeleon just to get him to the red. Yeah, that didn't even shake once. Look at that headbutt damage. That was a crit.
These things are strong. It's a good thing we saved beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, it has the advantage of we can't kill it, so it just kind of gets to do what it wants to do. I don't think Ember will kill, but I think it will get it nice and red. Okay. Oh, that's because it probably has thick fat. And thick fat is an ability that makes it so it takes 50% less damage from fire and ice type moves.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Holy Moses. This is, we're asleep. We were supposed to status him. Okay, I'm thinking, you know what I want to do? I want to really increase our odds. And we're going to start using our Awakenings. Scratch him one more time.
You're making me so nervous.
Oh, wow, look at that. It knows to just do that, eh? That's so interesting. Okay, well, we've got to switch Pokemon because Charmeleon actually can't get him down quickly enough. And what I'd like to do is, while he's still sleeping, so he's got 2 to 6 turns, or 2 to 5 turns of sleep. So that's 1 turn. I think he can, in theory, wake up next turn. But let's try and get him down. And while he's sleeping himself, we try and catch him.
This is a good plan. This is harder than I remember it being.
Yeah, I mean, if he wakes up, he's going to headbutt Minion to death, and then I'm probably just going to reset. Not because we would necessarily lose. Oh, okay. But because I don't want to waste revives, and yeah, you know what? I think I'm just going to reload. How do we do that?
I think if you go to the home menu, so you hit the home button. You can see some of the other games we're playing.
Yeah, there's a little peek behind the curtain.
Disney Dreamlight Valley is moi. If you ever want to see my Disney Dreamlight Valley, let me know, and I can give you a little tour. I don't know if anyone out there enjoys that game too, but I'm a fan.
Okay, let's plan this a little differently. So, I think we'll start with Primate. I didn't think we'd actually have to strategize this, I'm going to be honest.
I think this is the hardest battle of the game so far.
Yeah.
And it's a Snorlax. I didn't expect this.
Well, again, it has the advantage of being like, nah, you can't kill me, so that is a little nice. I mean, one Karate Chop would kill it, I would assume. But we're not in the business of, well, Karate Chop, actually, I don't think it'll kill. It'll get it nice and low.
Well, we know how to reset the game.
Cross Chop would kill.
Ooh.
Okay, so what's going to happen is it's going to use its, let me get all our great balls back. It's going to use Rest next turn because it's in the red. Then it's going to use its Chesto Berry to wake up. So let's let it. Oh, okay. It's not going to use Rest. Snorlax, you are winded. Would you like to use Rest so that my plan can be
Effectuated? Nice word.
No, he's using Snore, but I think Snore only works if you're asleep.
You know what's... I don't know if this is interesting or not, but last time we tried to catch it and it didn't go well. It was a female. Now it's a male Snorlax.
Don't get out of town.
It did change.
That is wild. I did not notice that.
I mean, I'm not interested in breeding Snorlax. I don't know if you can get much lax in this game.
I don't know either.
But I just thought it was interesting that last time it was female and it actually changed. So that does give some credit to the online realm that says, you know, you see it beforehand and keep loading a battle and it could change gender. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Okay, well, we know Karate Chop, as long as it doesn't crit, brings it to a nice red... Okay. Well...
And thus, they replayed the game over and over and over again. Snorlax mocked them for many minutes.
I will say, and I know this sounds bitter because we're on the receiving end of the critical problem, but I've never personally.
Are you well? You've never personally.
I've never personally liked the inclusion of crits in Pokemon, because otherwise the game is quite
strategic.
It's quite mathematical.
Mm.
But I find, in my experience, it seems always at the worst times, at like the most pivotal moments, the crit will crop up. Like, that's a good example. Or when we were doing that grass gym, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you finally buffed your guy. Okay, that only brought it to there. That's okay, good. Rest right away. That's nice. Get that out of the way. Yeah, I don't... Which, it's weird that he used Rest because... At the time that Pokemon selected the move Rest, he hadn't lost any HP. It's okay.
He anticipated that you would be an effective trainer.
I mean, I guess.
That's a compliment, I think.
It really is. Okay, so...
Can you use anything?
No. What I want him to do is rest again, and then he'll be asleep on his own volition, and then we'll have a better chance. So, I don't know if he's brought down low enough, but it's interesting. You can kind of see how... When you re-roll the Snorlax, they get different stats because...
He's stronger. He's higher defense.
Yeah. Oh, there's a crit. Speaking of crits.
Inopportune crits.
Yeah, it's just kind of... I just don't know what it adds, necessarily, and it certainly can take away from the enjoyment when you are trying to do something and calculate. Because I think the designers wanted you to ultimately sort of strategize about how you were going to overcome the problem. And with critical hits, you can't really strategize against it because, well, as we've seen, it's just, they're so powerful.
Yes!
All right, Abby, nice work.
But this adds an element of chance and whimsy, I guess. See, I don't mind crits, because I don't strategize, so they don't affect me. I guess they're for players like me who kind of enjoy the chaotic essence of it all.
Yeah, I mean, there's arguments for and against. Honestly, I haven't given it that much thought, but I'm sure...
Wasn't it?
That is a different town, or a different... that should be the other side of that electric gyms.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, finally. Oh, the super rod. We somehow missed the mediocre rod, whatever it was called, the middle one.
Oh.
It's okay. This is the best one. So maybe we can catch something great.
Well. If it isn't the sea.
Hello.
Hello,
what
my
game
old
was
friend.
that when the gentleman grabbed us and brought us to a cutscene where we had to go stare at the ocean and we're like, oh, he's going to impart some great wisdom about Pokemon. And he's just like, this is the sea. And we're like, yeah, it's blue. And then he just left.
Yeah, as if nothing had ever happened.
We talk about that so often.
We do.
I don't even remember which Pokemon game that was. If you do, in the comments, please comment which game that is. You must know. You can't be the only people who experienced that. But I've thought about that for so long. Maybe it was Violet and whatchamacallit? Scarlet? It feels like that time period we had this conversation.
It could be. Also,
back when we were farming for Synestes that were authentic.
I truly don't remember that. It's funny. I feel like if we did a playthrough of Scarlet and Violet, even though we played it much more recently than I would have played
this game,
I feel like I can't remember as many plot points.
One thing I do love about Pokemon is that you can replay it and enjoy it. Probably not immediately, which is my criticism of Leaf Green and Fire Red being the same, but for a handful of Pokemon, because it isn't as fun to immediately replay exactly the same game. But I do like that after a year or two, you can replay it and have complete enjoyment. As you can see, we're having the best time playing this game. And Ian has played it before. What? Are you kidding me? And it's female, too. What is happening? Ian! It's a Gyarados, Ian!
This is quite the super rod. Okay.
Ian! Catch it! Catch it, Ian! Please!
I truly do not know how. I think...
This is why you have to have about 100 Great Balls. Because if you have 100 Pokeballs, you have to, by default, catch it.
Well, let's try to... So Ember definitely... I don't even know if Ember will do enough damage to register. No.
But that's good, though, because we didn't want to kill it.
No, but the burn is nice. Although it does put us on a little bit of...
A clock?
Oh, a crit.
That's okay, because that means that without having to fight it anymore, you're just going to keep fighting it. I respect that. Oh, okay, never mind. I was expecting more of a significant change in the health.
You would think. You know, it's only level 21, so I think we only have 4 Great Balls. Probably
Should have bought more.
Probably should have bought more. It broke free so quickly.
Don't worry. Just give it a second.
The thing is, after Thrash finishes, it goes into confusion. So we're gonna... No, let's just keep throwing. I think probably after this, we'll just focus on getting to the next town. Because I don't really... Oh my goodness.
You almost had it, and the game agreed.
The game agrees. Okay, so eventually this person's going to be confused. So if we can't catch it now and it hurts itself in its confusion and gets a burn, it will actually die next turn, in my calculation.
Don't stress me out. We're gonna catch it. We have to. No!
So, okay, well, what we don't want is for it to hurt itself in its confusion. That would be negative. Okay, it's gonna...
Oh, it barely does. It's so sad.
Okay,
you can do it, Ian.
This is it.
One Great Ball.
This is probably the last chance we're gonna have with this Gyarados. I think it can survive one more burn.
Yes!
Wow.
Amazing.
How fun.
Down to the last Great Ball. The last chance to fight it or catch it before it runs out of health. That was like an action movie, you know? Everything plays out exactly perfectly. Although I will ask, I don't know if I don't remember the rules demands I make, but I'd like to demand and or ask nicely if we can get more Pokeballs next time we're at a Pokemart. Due to our Astropeletus catch 'em all strategy.
I think that's very reasonable. Okay, so this person says electricity is their specialty. Oh, look, he's got a little cable.
Oh, how? If you have twins of the same cable, how is there electricity? There's nothing to power the electricity. That doesn't make any sense. That's physically not possible.
What if a Rotom, the ghost electric Pokemon, is there?
It hasn't been invented yet. This is Gen 1.
This guy is ahead of his time.
Gracious. Alright, I would like to have a word with him about electricity and how it's not possible to do what he's trying to do. He has an electric jump rope, essentially. But there needs to be a battery. It has to be attached to something, some kind of power source. You can't just pick up a wire that is not attached to anything and make electricity spark between the two ends. He looks like he has an electric jump rope. Okay, that man, he needs help.
Alright, well, while he's getting professional help, why don't we deal with this camper? You do have a moonstone. What's on offer? You know, let's make a deal, as they say.
Oh, he wants our moonstone?
Well, he said, do you have a moonstone or something like that?
Yeah, we have a couple. And I think you need it for Clefairy. What else do you need it for in this game?
Could it be Jigglypuff to Wigglypuff?
Wigglytuff?
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
Wigglypuff.
Wigglypuff. They should have named it Wigglypuff. Jigglypuff and Wigglypuff.
That is a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm quite glad we are upgrading our minion because we're getting into some Nidorino territory.
Okay, do you want the answer? You need 4 moonstones to get all of the Pokemon in FireRed. Nidorina to Nidoqueen, Nidorino to Nidoking, which makes sense because he had the Pokemon.
That's what I wanted.
Clefairy and Jigglypuff. You were right about that, even though it just felt like a passing whimsy as opposed to concrete logic.
And I thought it was Wigglypuff.
Wigglytuff. I don't know. It's something. It's a puff of tuft. It looks like pink ice cream because it has that giant swirl on its head. It's basically pink sorbet at this point, really. Goes from bubblegum to ice cream. It's delicious, and it has giant eyeballs to blink at you and make you question whether or not it's food.
Yeah. Fair. Oh, so one thing I wanted to mention, just so we can, I want to put it in your mind for your comments. Also, what is this?
It is a tree that can be cut.
I know, but I mean, what is this?
Obviously, something is in here.
Something is in here.
Aww!
Oh, little Venonat.
Look at its teeth!
Okay, it's not going to be, this is going to be not very effective.
I hope so.
And the only ledges we...
You lie!
I absolutely lied.
Lie!
Wow, I have...
Please catch.
Why was it? I thought bug resisted electricity, but...
This is why my strategy of over-leveling works so well. You get more than 10 levels and everything can be crushed, regardless of how ineffective.
There you go. Ah, tried to poison us a second time, eh?
Can't stack poison. Wee.
That is a little ambitious, our friend Venonat.
But maybe it's its only move. Sort of like Splash for Magikarp, which is essentially Struggle but with no effect. What is Splash supposed to do? It literally does nothing. What was it designed to do? Does anyone know?
I don't know. I mean, there are, I don't particularly indulge, but there are Pokemon contests where you use moves that are like considered beautiful? Or cruel, or I don't know, you can win beauty. You can win contests based on using moves, but not in a battle setting to win contests.
Is this in the game or is this in real life against other humans?
No, this is like in Pokemon Emerald, I think it might have come out.
Oh.
Where you'd go into a contest and you'd like use Hyper Beam, and it was like, oh, you got lots of points this round, but you can't use a move next round.
Oh.
I think this place is full of Venonats, so we are piecing out of here.
I mean, it was fun.
It was fun.
I'm happy with my Venonat. Thank you for catching him or her for me. I didn't actually check.
You're welcome.
Super pleased.
And let's use some of our super potions.
The potions and the lotions. So you were saying to keep in mind for the comments. I think you were talking to our friends as opposed to me.
Nope. It was you. Because I'm thinking for our... because this Mr. Mime is so good, and because we have a good... I don't know if it's a good Eevee, but we have an Eevee.
It's the best Eevee. It can be bred for more Eevees, so we can have all of the evolutions. All 3 of them.
I've never done it before, but I think there's a way to do what's called, or what we're going to call, I'm going to call it a chain of destruction, okay? It's a cool name.
Yeah?
I assume someone else has thought of this strategy, and it has a different name. But both Mr. Mime and Vaporeon, which I anticipate we're going to get, can learn the move Baton Pass.
Yes.
Does Baton Pass mean anything to you?
Yeah, you can switch out with another Pokemon.
You can, but the Pokemon you switch out with keeps any stat boosts that the previous Pokemon may have incurred.
Okay.
So let's say you start with a Mr. Mime and you give it a speed, an X speed.
Yep.
Okay. And then you baton pass it to the Vaporeon. And then the Vaporeon, you use an X special attack.
Yeah.
And then you baton pass it to a third Pokemon. That third Pokemon will have both the X speed and the X special attack. See what I'm saying?
So you want to chain buff before you attack anything. So we're going to take 600 damage between all 6 of our Pokemon before we attack anything, is what you're telling me.
This is I would say it's rather unique. I've used strategies where I baton passed from one Pokemon to the recipient.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never done a chain, so we're going to call it a chain of destruction. And I was inspired by Mr. Mime and by this Eevee. And I'm thinking for the third Pokemon in the chain of using Lapras.
It's a bold situation.
Lapras is a very iconic Pokemon in the show.
Yep.
So Ash sort of has one.
It's sort of the main surf Pokemon.
Yeah, but I like it because I feel it has a cool concept, like a cool design. It can learn Ice Beam.
Yeah.
It can learn Surf, and it gets stabbed for both. And it can learn Thunderbolt. So it's a Bolt Beam Pokemon. And it's very tanky. Like, I think it's got like something like 100, I want to say 130 health, HP. Which is good because, for example, Snorlax has 160, if I'm remembering right, and you saw how tanky that was. So it just means that if we can get a bunch of stat boosts on the Lapras, it's going to make good use of them and probably not die instantly. So that's what I'm thinking. And those would be my 3 Pokemon potentially in the last sort of Elite Four final Gary battle. But what do you think about that?
I'm not against it. I mean, I'm mad at Lapras. I just have a personal grudge against it. Because it's clearly the Loch Ness Monster, but it won't admit to it. And I think that's pretentious. And I also think it could look cooler. I don't know why. I've just always felt it was lacking. I've always been mad at it. As a little kid, I had this grudge against Lapras. And I don't know why, but I've kept it for 20 years. But I'm okay with using it if you can make use of it and maybe lessen my grudge. I'm so surprised you don't have any of the legendaries in your battle strategy. Because my instinct is always choose the legendaries just because it's cool. But maybe that's what everyone does. And maybe that's why you're reluctant to go that route.
Well, the nice thing about the Chain of Destruction is it's very malleable and can empower basically any Pokemon to become the main damage dealer. So the only reason I'm hesitant to use the legendaries is I don't think... Like, let's take the mythical birds, for example.
Yeah.
Let's take Articuno, for example.
Yeah.
Articuno can learn Ice Beam, true, but it can't really learn any other types of moves, to my knowledge. Like, maybe a flying move. But remember, fly is a physical based on the attack stat. You generally want the move pool of a Pokemon to be either all special attack or all
Physical
attack. Because the idea is if you're going to buff up, you don't have time to buff up everything. Better to buff up one.
And because in this generation, it's not the move, it's the typing, you'd want to pick the typing that matches your inherent strength.
That's exactly right. We are going to pick up... First, going to get Psychic. I think we can relearn Reflect later.
Reflect doesn't do anything.
It is going to be part of our strategy for the Chain of Destruction, though.
That's okay. Again, I'm not in strategy. I just judge any move that doesn't do attack. If it doesn't do damage, I'm like, that's not a real move. That doesn't count.
It doesn't count, yeah. That's interesting. Once we get to... We also have to keep in mind, once we get to about level maybe 47 with Minion, to stop using it for a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm down with that. I have to say, Operation Chain of Destruction reminded me of Operation Chain of Command, which reminded me of the story you told me the other day about Operation Desert Storm and how that was a real mission that happened in real life that sounds like some kind of John Grisham novel or something Indiana Jones would do. So, I like it.
Okay, well, let me put this to you. I'm not married to Lapras. I have
nothing against Lapras. I'm just not impressed by Lapras. I feel like Lapras has to prove itself. It's like, you know, in high school, if you were the nerd kid who didn't have a lot of friends, aka me, and there were some people who were kind of popular, and you felt they didn't have substance, and you're like, you didn't earn this status. I need you to prove that you're so awesome, you deserve all this attention and good fortune and good looks. Lapras is like that to me. I just feel Lapras hasn't earned the status.
That camper just said our badges were too cool. Did we start by showing the badges?
Are they on a sash? Like we're also a camper?
Or like we're a scout of some sort? Okay, I hear what you're saying. So, let me put this to you. Because I want to work in your whimsy with the Chain of Destruction, which will lash the Elite Four into oblivion.
Well, I'm going to demand we use Charizard no matter what. I always like to finish with the starter. I feel it honors the starter. And I feel like you should create a bond with the starter. You have chosen a different path. But before we get to the Elite Four, we're going to bump up Charizard and he's going to be OP.
Okay, apart from Charizard, who do you think is a really cool Pokemon in this generation?
Well, the thing is, I have to see who we end up with and how powerful they are. Because while I love Pokemon like Arcanine, and we can't get it in this game, but Vulpix, and every evolution, and the mythical birds, like, as an example, if we end up with a cool shiny Pokemon that I wouldn't normally consider, I'd put that in the party. Just because it's shiny, and it's like, why, you finally have one, let's use it. You know what I mean? Or if Meowth ends up being really strong, and we evolve it into some sick Persian, and it's super strong, then I'd want that. You know, there's a lot of Pokemon I like, so it kind of depends on individually if that Pokemon happens to also be kind of strong and powerful and awesome.
Okay, well...
I'm not helpful at this time.
Yeah.
We need to know Pokemon before I can make a decision.
Okay. Well, I want you to bear this in mind, too. We could probably make... Again, you know me, I'd like to use something a little unconventional. And again, the Chain of Destruction allows us to make pretty well any Pokemon work. We could even make Eradicate work. I know you don't want to, obviously.
I'm not choosing Eradicate. I can tell you that. I know I have a lot of things that are question marks. I can tell you for sure, unless we find a shiny Rattata, and even then, I'm pretty sure Eradicate is not going to be in our final, unless you want it. It's not going to be in the final strategy, my friend. Oh man, we have to go left and right. This is stressful. We have to remember to also go left in the future. Ah! Oh, okay, that wasn't as stressful as I thought it was going to be.
So some Pokemon that I know you like that we could probably make worse with the Chain of Destruction easily. Again, we'd like a special attacker that has decent speed, because obviously attacking first is critical, and that has some variety to its move pool, and not just a one-dimensional special attack type like Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. They all kind of learn their signature move, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, and Thunderbolt, and that's pretty well it. I think they can only learn like Drill Peck. But again, flying isn't that great of a type anyway, in my opinion, and it's also a physical attack. So
you can rebattle the Elite Four in this game, right?
You can, yeah.
If we ever do that, I'd want to add the Suicune in once we have it.
Suicune is very cool.
Just so you know, we can't do it for the OG Elite Four fight. But if we decide to redo the Elite Four for whatever reason, probably money or experience, I remember I used to do the Elite Four runs because in Diamond it was XP share for your whole team if you had it turned on. And it's so weird that they give you the option to not have it turned on. Why would anybody want that? But anyway, I used to have XP share turned on. I used to have 2 or 3 really strong, like level 90 Pokemon. And then the other 3 or 4 slots would just be Pokemon that I'd hatched from an egg, so they were level 1, that I needed to evolve. And I would just do the Elite Four a couple times to get them to where I wanted them to be to complete my Pokedex.
Okay.
So if we do that, I might change whatever I have to Suicune just to play with it. I think the thing is, I've said this before, the cool stuff in video games, I want to play with the cool stuff in video games. I'm not working towards getting all the cool stuff to then not use the cool stuff for then the game to be over. So I like incorporating the legendary creatures, the rare creatures into the play because you work so hard to get them and they're such a milestone in the game that you want to use them. So that's sort of my rationale for why I keep saying Articuno and why I mention, Suicune. But again, if you say we'll do the Elite Four a few times and maybe one of those runs will be legendaries, that's great.
Well, there's 2 other things I want to talk about on that note in the next episode. But for now, why don't we call it there? We're making our way to the Safari Zone, we think.
We think.
And I'm very excited to keep talking strategy with you. And thanks for tuning in, everyone. And we will see you on the road to Safari Zone.
Have a great day.